There's always a little bit of just hurt and shame when you're in a shelter. Shouldn't be, but there is. They feel like they've failed. So while we were at this church, Milford First United Methodist Church, I was involved with Interfaith Hospitality Network. Tim Neighbors had brought that ministry here, and together we volunteered and met Teresa Coate and her family. That was our first client and our first delivery. So I met Teresa back in the summer of 2006, and I can remember her face and her children like it was yesterday. She just was a joy-filled person going through a difficult time. And we could see, though, God working through her story and her hope and faith in humanity stepping up and helping her. So after we had volunteered at the shelter for a full week and we got to know them, I had heard from the caseworker. She called us and said, "Hey, Holly, I just thought you would be thrilled to know that Teresa got a place to live." So I gave Teresa a call so that I could congratulate her and celebrate with her. And in the midst of that conversation, it occurred to me to ask the question, "Hey, Teresa, I feel kind of silly asking this, but what do you have to fill your space?" And she said, "Well, my family were able to save a bed and a dresser for me. And don't worry, I pulled 3 twin mattresses out of the dumpster." I said, "We're gonna throw those back in the trash because there's a reason they're there, and I'll find you 3 clean beds. I don't know how, but we'll do it." So following in the midst of that conversation, she shared more exciting things with me, and that was that her daughter had just gotten accepted into college. She got a job at a local thrift store as a manager. And lastly, and she was tickled and just crying, saying, "My house is actually on Prosperity Street. Like, how good is God?" When I was done with that conversation with her on the phone, I contacted Tim Neighbors, just because he knew her very well also. And I said, "Hey, Tim, you got to help me. I promised someone 3 twin beds, and I don't really know how to get them." I said, "Do you think that we can talk to the church staff?" And he's like, "Absolutely." So to make a long story short, this church stepped up. I mean, they just did. We put an announcement in the bulletin. We got an abundance of furniture for her. We made 3 separate deliveries out of my tiny little pickup and his Jeep. And we were able to provide the very basic needs for her. With every delivery, that blessed Teresa just teared up. This is a no-brainer. I mean, there are people that have an abundance, and there are people that are in need. It cannot be that hard to drive it from point A to point B. Unfortunately, Teresa did pass away from cancer a few years back, but her children and her family are doing great. She just was a bright soul till the very end. So the early days of New Life Furniture were just haphazard. I mean, I have to be honest, we were excited, we were thrilled. We didn't know what we were doing other than heeding the call. You know, one day we need to deliver 2 pieces to someone, and another day we needed to do whole house, and we didn't have the volunteers or the trucks but we figured it out. I mean, we just got another car or another teenager. So when we first started out, as I said, we were in my garage and Tim's basement. And then the church gave us a small shed that's right around the corner, and we got that cleaned out and started using that. The next advancement was Star Self Storage, who gave us some free space there, which was absolutely beautiful. And then, God blessing, Wendell Meddy came along and found us warehouse, our first true storage. Matthew 25 paid the first year's rent for us. And that was invaluable, to have space to put this furniture. The day that we moved in that warehouse was so exciting. We felt like giddy little kids. Tim and I were crazy. We just ran through it. We were excited and giggly. Well, we started with a very small pickup truck. Tim bought a bigger truck, and then eventually we got a used box truck, white. And then we had a board of directors that bought our very new brand logo box truck, and it was just joyful. You know, to serve families in such a tangible way was such a blessing, because I know sometimes we think, oh, furniture, it's not that big a need, and you know, it's not money to help them, and not, I'm telling you, it brings dignity. But to see a child just run to their bed and jump in it, and they might be age 8 and they've never had a bed, are you kidding me? I mean, what's more tangible than that? Like, that's just beautiful. I think what I want people to understand about why this mission started is that we are in a community and we all need help. I just think it's what we're called to do. I think we're put on this planet to love each other and to help each other. There are many ways to do that, so I just say that we look inside our hearts and find that place. It takes a community to take care of a community, and I'm just ever so grateful for that.